This is now turning into the best job I've ever done. Now, please note, okay, these flowers are left protected. The best job I've ever done. But at £13 an hour, I also am writing as I work. If I have an idea, because what your best way of writing or thinking or creating is 10 minutes of that and 20 minutes hard labour. And the thoughts can come during the hard labour. But this is the best job I've ever done, because there is an ultimate purpose here. I can't actually identify this place. Nobody must try. Fuck off if you do. I'll find you, I'll hunt you down, and I'll barbecue your children. That's what Serbians do. That's a joke. You have to read ralphskism.com. Because somebody, an old person, must come and spend some of his last days on his land. If we can. But the land has to be, it's just a job. But anyway, the best job, so my day is organised, they're getting hot, blah blah blah, my table, blah blah blah. Now I'm not going bourgeois, but anyway, there we go. That's in there. Please note, you don't need a fridge. Those will survive quite happily, not in a fridge. Right, that needs to be dug out a bit more. That needs to be tidied up. And I work in accordance with where the sun is shining. Always. In fact, I'm going to do this job first, because the sun's shining. Your NHS tarts, and I've got a local person connected with the NHS. They come here. She knows. She's read Bengal Acre. Yeah, I told her when I meet people, I test them straight away. Oh right, I met her yesterday. All right, so you're a GP, are you? Right, okay. So have you read Bengal Acre? Have you read Moynihan, Too Much Medicine? And then we have the endless crap, and we can put people onto Heather and Brett Weinstein, you know. But sorry, I don't even want to talk to you unless you've read that books and realise that my rivers, my fucking rivers, my River Wye, where my daughter learned to swim in, okay, has got Prozac piss in it. It's got diabetes medicine in it, okay? South coast of Britain, full of methamphetamine, loads of pharmaceuticals washing out, okay? But the more important thing is, every medication has a side effect. So, minimising medication to the absolute necessary. Okay, now I'm making this as I have a terrible pain, but I haven't even told anybody. Here you go, here's a YouTube exclusive. Okay, I got a molar that collapsed because you can't get fucking dentists in this fucking Nazi country. It's giving me pain. For me to get that sorted out, I'm probably going to have to get it dug out. I don't know, it might take weeks because the NHS is so dysfunctional. Okay, well, have I mentioned that? I won't even take antibiotics for that, unless it literally, right. But I have never taken painkillers, basically. Except for I had a vertebra that was on the X-rays in 2006, was degenerated, and I was told, and it was so painful, it was ridiculous, sciatica. I was told, unless you do go and see this physiotherapist for the rest of your life and do certain little exercises like fucking Buddhas and like yoga people in London who took over Greek. I've got somebody here who's even had children in Greek Nazi school, okay, and she agrees it's Nazi. Anyway, to the point. Yeah. Oh, and you need your medication for your pain, okay? Now, I did actually take a pain. It was so bad. It was so bad. Would go to everything my daughter ever did at her school, and she was starring in her Christmas play. I had to leave after 20 minutes. I was in such agony. I had to go and sit in the car, just sitting up. Anyway, about 2 months later, after being x-rayed, everything, it's like, oh, I'm finished. And this is what I've been up against in life, okay? I'm an ordinary person. You're finished. We can see on this x-ray, there's a funny reason. No, let's add in the funny reason. There's a funny reason why my neck vertebra had got a bit wonky, because I don't define this as an affair, because she lied when I met her. The wonderful poor Hannah, who was a student at Patrick Holford's School of Conning Everybody for lots of money. Institute of Optimum Nutrition. Yes, we would liaise, and she lied to me when we met, that she wasn't in a marriage, when actually she still was. But anyway, we had a lot of good fun, but she wouldn't let me actually. Her Catholic family were rich and had been Catholic. What's the word? Consummate. Oh, she did at the end. Okay, if you watch this, Rupert, yeah, I stuck it in. Did she lie about that too? No, bless her, I really liked Heather. But here's the thing, so it had to be only other forms of pleasure in my camper van. Once we actually parked out, she lived in London, once we actually parked outside Marylebone Police Station, because that was the only space available in my camper van, and 3 hours later, the windows were so steamed up. I mean, and the coppers were coming in and out constantly. Yes, we'd been having other forms of nookie hanky panky, which involved me on my knees with her on the rock and roll bed of my van, with my neck in a certain position. Oh, it was paradise. There's always a price. Always a price. I mean, I just was in heaven for off and on for a few months. But anyway, yeah, a few months later, my leg is suddenly, they x-rayed me or CAT scanned me 2 or 3 vertebrae, and they said age degeneration. I didn't tell them the real reason. But anyway, serious. But anyway, no, those discs, as any of the hypochondriacs, I mean, this country is just a country of hypochondriacs, okay? They would have immediately, oh, look at my x-ray. Yeah, that's it for life. I'm one of the poor victims of whatever. Yeah, I'd like, okay, my life is actually over. But I got the toughest job in the world. One of the many London incomers, Hilary Lawson, had hundreds of acres of land, inherited money, and he couldn't do anything. So mountainous land, me doing fencing, gates, digging trenches. I needed a bit of money, but more importantly, for the first 3 days it was agony. Then I never had a twinge of pain, never after that. And then I know they've regenerated themselves. I've never had a twinge of pain afterwards. You know, I'm sorry, before you go moaning on Woman's Hour or You and Yours or to your NHS, which can't afford to do anything anymore because they're all mad, okay? Try and deal with it yourself. .com. We're having fun here.